What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns 49ers Week 13 game preview as our 3-8 Cleveland Browns are once again back at the Dog Pound this Sunday at 1 o'clock. Yeah, good news. No more 4 o'clock kickoffs for the rest of the season, unless we get flexed, which I highly doubt that'll happen, but you never know, right? I mean, if Shador goes out and just continues to cook, maybe they flex us to 4 o'clock against maybe like the Bears or something. I don't know, or Buffalo. Or if we really start cooking and that game against Pittsburgh actually means something, they could flex that one, but I doubt they'll do that. Honestly, just my thoughts. I would prefer we stay at 1 o'clock because, I mean, it's fun to, watch the Browns play at 4 o'clock, but there's just something about waking up, eating breakfast and watching NFL today in the pregame show and everything, and then getting right to the game, and then you're done by 4 o'clock, right? There's just something about that. Again, we'll see. Now, here's something that's interesting regarding the Browns' schedule. They play, including this week, 4 of the next and final 6 games at home. Yeah. 4 of the final 6 games are at home. This week against the Niners, next week against the Titans, then they go to Chicago. Then they come back for their final 2 home games of the regular season against Buffalo and Pittsburgh. And then they wrap up the regular season and the season in general in Cincinnati. So it's going to be interesting, right? Now, getting back to this preview, of course, again, this week, Browns are back at the Dog Pound where they have been playing really well. I mean, you look at their games so far at home, they lost by 1 point to the Bungles, where Austin Smith was shit. Although I will say again, he's been much better since that game, of course. Yeah, he's been really good lately. Got to keep it up though. They lose by 1 at home to the Bungles. They bounce back 2 weeks later and they beat the Packers with the Brown Domes. Their next home game in London, they lose by 4 to Minnesota, a game that they were winning, and all they had to do was have a competent offensive drive, get past the 2 minute warning, and have a drive that lasted longer than 11 seconds, pretty much, which they didn't do that. And they let Carson Wentz walk them down the field at the end to get walked off, pretty much. That was tough. That was also Dylan Gabriel's first start of the year. Yeah, classic, right? Lose by 4. 2 weeks later, they bounce back and they smack the freaking Dolphins 31-6. Thanks to the defense, of course. And then in their last home game, they fought tooth and nail with the Ravens, and they really only lost because they fell for a fake tush push. They got duped. They got swerved, I mean, Mark Andrews looked like he was going to do a little, dive with it. And he did a little, see? And he spun around, nobody around, down the field for a touchdown. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they play against a really good, solid 49er team that comes into this game also coming off a win. They're 8-4, 5-2 on the road. They're coming off a win last night against the Panthers, where, yeah, Brock Purdy threw not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions. But on the other side, Bryce Young also threw 2 of his own. And the Panthers lost 20-9. Yikes. And the Niners have also won 3 of 5 as well, losing to the Texans 26-15 and the Rams 42-26. Now, if you'll notice something about the Browns' wins this year, all of our wins are in games where the defense held the opponent to 10 points or less. Green Bay scored 10. Miami scored 6. Vegas scored 10. They actually only had 3, but then they got a touchdown at the very end, but it didn't matter. It's really crazy because you look at the losses, they've given up 20 plus points in quite a few of them. They really should have won that Cincinnati game. But yeah, the defense has held it together and kept us in the majority of those games. It's usually something stupid that takes us out of the game, like a turnover or something like that. Like that Raven game, week 2. The Browns were in that game. And then turnovers and just bad offense killed us. Right? It's just bad. But as of late, they've been playing good. They honestly were like this close to having 3 straight wins. You think about it, right? Against the Jets, 2 special teams touchdowns, and then a screen pass to Breece Hall that goes to the house. That was pretty much those 2 freaking special teams touchdowns by the Jets. That's what did us in. And then again, the Ravens game. Just talked about it. Mark Andrews doing a fake tush push kind of thing, Made it look like he was going to do a dive. But then he spun around to the edge and took off up the field. Nobody could catch him. So, we'll see what happens this week. Now, talking a little bit about last week's game before I get into this week. The Browns snapped quite a few losing streaks with their win over the Raiders. Of course, that win in Vegas was their first road win in general since week 2 last year against the Jags. That was their first road win out west since 2018 when Greg Williams led the squad into Denver and they squeaked out a victory, I believe, over Case Keenum and the Broncos. Remember that game, right? That was right after Hugh got fired, too. That was fun. And then their first win past the Rocky Mountains, so legit West Coast, like Pacific time zone, since 2012, ironically against the Raiders. That was their first win against the Raiders since 2014 in general. And that was Shedeur Sanders, of course. That was the first win by a rookie quarterback in his debut since the team came back. Yeah. Because in 99, Tim Couch, of course, got the start as a rookie, Sucked. They had never had a rookie quarterback win their debut. That's tough. I believe they were like 0-17 or something before Shedeur finally broke the streak. But now the Browns have a chance to do something that they haven't done since 2023, and that's win back-to-back games. Is it possible? You damn right it's possible, right? I mean, you watched the Niners last night, and you're like, yeah, this team's beatable if we play a serious brand of football. If the Browns do what they did on Sunday against the Raiders to the Niners, they win that game. Right? Because again, in their 3 wins this year, our defense has allowed 10 or less points. If we hold the Niners to less than essentially 2 touchdowns, I think they can win this game. They can. If the defense also forces turnovers and we take advantage of the short field position, we can definitely win this game. Now, getting into the series history, believe it or not, the Browns are actually leading this series 13-8, and they are 4-2 since they returned to the NFL. Now, what's really funny about this series is that other than 03 and 07, where the Browns won back-to-back games, the Browns and Niners have been alternating wins. Browns lost in 2011, beat them in 2015, lost in 2019, and then, of course, we won in 2023 with PJ Walker at quarterback, thanks to Jake Moody missing the game-winning kick. Of course, that was the same game where there was that scuffle pregame. Right? Remember that? Yeah. That was fun. Yeah. San Francisco's last win, of course, came in 2019 against Baker in San Francisco. The Browns, of course, won in 2023. So it's been a while. A while. Now getting into my keys to victory. Number one, build off last week on offense. Establish the run game and keep that deep ball thing going. And Jerry Jeudy, I swear to God, bro. If you catch a football, don't do what you did last week. Seriously. What the hell were you doing? I think I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to do that little hop step thing that you'll see receivers do when they got a defender closing in on him. You know, they try to do like a little hop step, and then they either speed up or they juke them out of their shoes or dip out of bounds. This dude straight up started jogging. I'm like, are you serious, dude? Me? How about I say a bond though? I need them to hit that thing again. Now you look at the Niners secondary. It's not the worst I've ever seen. I mean, Renardo Green, Diamador Lenoir, and Upton Stout are their three main corners, according to this website I'm looking at. Safeties, Malik Mustafa and Jair Brown. Okay. The secondary, yeah, they're a bunch of who? Sound like freaking Flight Reacts. Bunch of nobodies. But they could definitely make plays if you let them. I mean, they got 3 interceptions against freaking bum ass Bryce Young. Sorry, Panther fans, but he was like looking like a bum. And oh no, they got 2. Yeah, Jair Brown actually had both interceptions against Bryce Young. Now again, Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions. One of them went to J.C. Horn, and one went to Mike Jackson. So yeah, Denzel Ward, Tyson Campbell, better have your hands ready because man, this dude's trying to serve them up. We need y'all to ball out, okay? All right. And also, we need Shedeur to trust his eyes and not try to force anything. They're still going to try to bait you. Look what freaking Vegas did. They baited him. He thought he had Jerry Jeudy for some reason in triple coverage. I don't know why you're trying to throw that ball there. And Snowden just walked in front of it, took it. Yeah. So we don't need that again, okay? Build off last week. Go out there and take care of business. Number 2, D-line, stay hungry. They got 10 sacks against the freaking Raiders. Oh, brother. Now we're going against a trash. No, I'm sorry. We're going from facing a trash O-line to an O-line that is really good. In fact, looking up the stat, they have given up 19 sacks through 12 weeks. They did not give up a single sack against the Panthers. And the Panthers have some decent pass rushers, right? As far as I'm concerned. But nothing like what we have. And Malik Collins. It is my understanding that you have a little history with the Niners, right? Used to play for them. They let you go. Do we see a Malik Collins revenge game? He's having a career year. 6.5 sacks. Could he potentially be our second double-digit sack getter? I mean, it's possible. This is without a doubt the best D-line we've had since Miles has been here. We've had good ones, It's mainly been Miles. And that's it. Nobody else has really stepped up. But this year, oh God, you got Miles, you got Mason Graham, who people swore was a bust, but instead he's out here busting your ass. You got Malik, you got Isaiah McGuire, even Cam Thomas, I guess, could be added as well. Shelby Harris, right? He knows the Niners very well from his days in Seattle. Yeah, we got some dudes that could get after the quarterback. Finally. First time in a while that the Browns actually have a D line that opposing OCs actually have to prepare for multiple guys, not just Miles. Before it's been slow down Miles and deal with the rest. Can't do that now. Are you gonna double team Miles? Okay. Get ready to get eaten alive by Mason, Malik, and company. I love this D line. Keep these guys around for a while, please. It's fun. This is fun. But yeah, I need the D line to stay hungry, right? 10 sacks last week was fun. Try to top that this week, which obviously I don't think that'll happen. Give me a couple sacks and I'll be happy. Of course, another big one, force turnovers and turn them into points. Again, Brock Purdy threw 3 picks against the Panthers. You do that to him this week, I'm confident we can turn those into points. Potentially like 21 points right there if you take advantage. If you don't pull a Bryce Young and throw a pick right after, right? But yeah, take advantage of any mistakes that they make and turn those into points, and we'll be good. Now, my player to watch, surprise, surprise, Myles Garrett. Duh. He has 18 sacks. And you look at our schedule. Again, I believe the target number is what, 23 to officially get the new single season sack record? 23 to take over the lead. I think it's like what, 22 and a half to tie? San Francisco, that'll be tough. Tennessee, by the way, looking at NFL.com, the stat page, the team that has given up the most sacks this year, the Titans, 45 sacks. And if you're wondering where the Raiders are now, they're second to last at 41. Damn. That's tough. Man, I would not want to be in that freaking Raider film room this week. Oh, jeez. Because they have to watch that film over and over again. But if you're the Chargers and you're watching that film, you're salivating. You're like, ooh, it's feeding time. Yeah. But yeah, on a real note, I think we could definitely get fat on sacks next week for sure. But this week, give me a couple and then I'll be happy. Set up Myles Garrett for a big game next week for sure. Wouldn't be shocked if Myles gets goose egg though this week. Because Trent Williams, still really good, by the way. And then my prediction. Gee, what am I going to say here? Browns win 24-21. Thanks to Austin Schmidt. Yeah, how about that? So, that's all I got. And, see you guys tonight for my picks. All right? As always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and, let's get another win, right? Let's do something we haven't done in almost 2 years. Win back-to-back games. Man, could you imagine? Back-to-back Victory Monday streams from me? Ooh, that would be fun. Haven't done that in a while. I miss winning multiple games in a row. Let's get back to it. Okay? Who cares about draft position? I mean, heck, if Shedeur turns out to be the guy, I mean, he's what, a 5th-round pick? Paying him barely anything. If Shedeur ends up being the guy at quarterback, that makes things even more interesting for the draft. Think about it. If we find our quarterback in Shedeur, you can allocate those draft picks and the money that we're going to have to helping them out, drafting O linemen, drafting receivers, maybe signing an O lineman, signing weapons for him, right? If these other dudes out around the league, that are going to be free agents, they see Shedeur out here balling, they're going to want to come play for him. They're going to want to come play for Deion's son, especially if he has us cooking like Baker did. Remember that? But I think Shedeur's aura is way different than Baker's aura. Shedeur, he's got a little cockiness, but he's also somewhat humble too. He's a gamer, right? Yeah. Shedeur is the kind of guy that would start talking crap to you if you try to talk trash to him. Doesn't seem like it. But you really have to get him going for him to do that, I think. But that's all I got for this one, guys. And I will see you tonight, like I said, for my picks. And we'll see what else happens. So with that being said, as always, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah. Let's win 2 in a row. That's called a win streak.